All right, Jason, did you know that dogs can smell cancer?
I've actually heard that before. I really have.
Ah,
That's actually a very interesting fact. I heard that like 2 years ago, and I like that fact.
I'm actually so upset right now
What?
because I thought I was going to blow your mind.
That blew my mind already, and when I heard that, I was like, "No way! Like, how could I? What's the point of it? Like,
So, like, I know that we just mentioned dogs, and of course, Jeej, aka Cornelius.
AKA Tony."
So, so yeah, if any of my friend group from 6ix9ine group chat hear this, aka Cornelius, for some reason that name came up. Anyway, we have a very fun question today, very fun journal prompt, I should say. This actually relates to myself a lot more, just because of like the industry I'm in. But it relates to everybody, and it is: do you think you take good care of yourself? That's one more time. Do you think you take good care of yourself? All right, now I'm going to give you a minute. If you want to skip ahead, go ahead, but just think away. All right, so once again, do you think you take good care of yourself? All right, Jason, you think you take good care of yourself?
Honestly, at the end of the day, I really don't think so.
You just hold the mic, just yeah, a little closer. There you
Gotcha.
go.
I think I get lazy a lot of times with school, with health, with mental health. I think with everything I do, like I do it last second, and I'll like kind of waste my time doing stuff that doesn't matter, playing Xbox, TV,
Yeah.
naps. It's tough. It's tough to manage a great schedule and be like a great person. Because great's a strong word. It's hard to be a great person. Like manage all your time. It's not easy.
Yeah, everyone calls themselves an average Joe, but they all think they're great.
Oh, I mean, deep down, you got to be honest with yourself sometimes. Like, I'm honest with myself. Like, I know that there's times I'm not going to be the best at everything, but I strive to be perfect. And it makes me be hard on myself. I want to be a nurse, but there's times where I know I'm not going to be
Hold it
perfect.
closer again.
Close.
Yeah, there you go.
There's times where it's just like, you got to accept the fact that sometimes you're not going to be the best at everything. And I think that when that gets into your head, it'll make you take not good care of yourself. I'll get lazy, I'll get scared, I'm gonna like get denied or rejected into the nursing program, or do bad on a test, and I'll think, oh, I'm done. There's no way I can get better. I peaked, and that's the mental hurdle you have to get past if you want to be successful.
Why do you think you have that mindset? Do you try to be perfect with everything?
Everything. I'm playing a
Like,
video
why
game.
though? Like, why is there a need for perfection in your life?
You gotta be the best. If you're not the best, you're second place. Second place is best loser.
Are you
That's the thing I've held myself to forever.
are you quoting Talladega Nights right now? Is
It's
that
my
what's going?
favorite quote. It's my favorite quote.
Jason, do you know this podcast is so serious?
Is that serious?
No, it's really not. You can say whatever you want.
All right, Tony.
It's really up to
All right,
you.
Tony. All right, Tony.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely a mindset that I feel like you're kind of brought up in, because everyone's like, "Oh, you got to go to the best thing. You got to be the best. You have to strive to be your greater self." And people think that being the best is your greater self, but really what your greater self is the maximized potential that you have, because everyone has different maximized potentials in different areas. So if you're going to go out and be like, "All right, I have to be the best at nursing, I have to be best at school, I have to be the best at socializing," you don't have a capacity to be the best at everything. There are outliers, 100% outliers out there in the world.
That's a great point.
That's what makes people feel that way. You see a lot on Instagram and Twitter where people, well, girls mainly, where they feel like they have to be super skinny. They have to have a tiny waist, big ass,
self-esteem,
big tits, and shit like that. And it's weird because from a guy's perspective, it's not like that with social media and stuff like that. But with other things in life, it definitely hits hard.
Exactly. And like you said, with like socialize and stuff like that, like I'll go out to a bar and I'm like, there's people out there that like just talk to everybody. That's like what I used to not be. But ever since I started to like relax, I'm like, I would go out. I would get ready to go out at night, and I would be like, I gotta go out and just talk to every single person I can and be the most fun person I could be. And it would kill me because I would go out there and I would just be scared in the moment and I wouldn't be able to do it. But ever since like about 4 months ago, I was talking to my friend Nick, and he said like, just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Be yourself. And then I saw my friend's Instagram post, and he said this guy, he graduated college from my fraternity. He's a very smart guy, makes a lot of money. He said it was his friend's happy birthday. He said, thanks for showing me not to take life too seriously. And that hit me a lot because it's like not everything's the end of the world. I'll fail a test. I'll pop up and strike out in a softball game. I'll do
Wait
something.
a second.
I'll fuck up.
Did you just compare failing a test to your softball league? Is that what we're really going down right now?
But it's just like not taking
I
it too
get it,
seriously. Yeah, I'm not taking like say if like my last playoff game for the
But
season.
I love how that's on the same level. Like, it means so much to you.
Oh my god,
Both
everything.
things,
Yeah.
And one of them is a hobby, and one of them is your career.
You got to take a hobby seriously though, because
Yeah,
that's
you
the
have
fun
to.
part of your life. You can't be so into your work. Like I've been so into my work this semester, and I feel like it's been killing me. And I need my hobbies
too,
back.
bro.
I need my hobbies back.
Semester's been kicking my
Bro,
ass right
how
now.
many A's you get this semester? All 5? Straight A's?
I had 6 classes, 18
21 credits.
Nah, I had 18.
All this stuff. Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
But it's just like
the norm.
you gotta have a good balance in your life, and that's where taking care of yourself gets into it. Like I focused so much on school that I got tired of it towards the end, and I was a bad studier. I was staying in. I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna study for this test? I'm like, I'm getting so lazy. I don't care. I really didn't care anymore. And then by the time my 160 final came for bio, I was just like, yo, whatever happens, happens. That's not a mindset I want to have. I want to be like caring about it, but at the same time, you can't care about it too much because it's gonna eat you up like it ate me up.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. When you have things that you don't care about, it is a lot harder to get through whatever you have. Like, you need an interest. That's why I always asked you. I was like, do you want to become a nurse?
Yeah, you always said that.
And you're like, yeah, I don't know. It's good pay. It sounds cool. It's a great program. And, like, that's great reasons if you enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't enjoy it, none of those reasons are even going to matter.
And if there's like subjects you really have to take seriously, nursing's probably top of the list. That's one thing you cannot be lackluster in. It's one thing to like try to be a teacher for a couple of years. It's like, I don't like that too much. Not subject. Like nursing is like you're all in, you're all out. It's 100% you're like. That's why I'm so scared if I get in, I'm gonna have to sell my soul to nursing.
Yeah, nursing's tough because it requires a lot of stress and a lot of mental strength.
And it changes. It's a changing topic. One day like medicine won't work anymore. You got to find something else to recommend to a patient. And say if a patient has a bad reaction or something, like say statistically and mathematically, like you planned out the perfect health program for them, and then 2 days into it they have a bad reaction. What are you gonna do? You say it's a side effect, or they don't believe that, and they stop taking the medicine. Their body's malfunctioning, homeostasis is broken, their body's deteriorating.
Question: do you have to take insurance out as a nurse for like your work?
What do you mean?
Because I know that some doctors they have to.
What do you mean take insurance out?
Like they have to pay insurance companies because if they're at fault for somebody who's dying,
Oh, really?
if you're operating on them,
Really?
you're at fault. Yeah.
I never knew that. I've always pondered about like what like a mistake would mean for a nurse, because I mean that's another thing. I want to be perfect all the time. So like with nursing, you have to be perfect, and you can't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, that's someone's life in your hands.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So that's another thing. I'm like that perfect mentality. But back to The auto insurance thing, I really don't know about that. That's definitely a maybe if it's on purpose, because my teacher told me a story. It's crazy. Listen to this. This like eye surgeon
Mm-hmm.
was giving people like laser eye surgery that didn't need it, and he was they were dying, and like he was making like money off of it.
That's horrible.
Ridiculous, right? And he's like, she called his office one day and they said like he's gone, and she googled like whatever they said, and it was like all true.
Wow.
Made like $5 million off of it, something like that. Ridiculous amount of money.
Damn. You know,
Terrible.
all right, wait. We're totally off the question. The
Are you
general
really?
problem. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, it's. Do you think you take good care of yourself?
Oh, I don't. Straight up. All right, so I mean, let's just start with the physical thing, because for those of you that don't know or are listening, I'm 6'2", 220 pounds. I'm like a decent sized figure,
Mm-hmm.
but during the school year, I get so stressed about here. Like, it kind of branches off into schoolwork. I get so stressed during school that I don't work out. So not only am I stressing my body and my brain out by like working so hard for school and striving for the perfection, but my body is not good. I'll eat shitty. I'll buy Wendy's is right by CSI. I'll buy a 4 for 4 like twice a week, 3 times a week. It's terrible for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the food I afford, and it's the food that's closest, easiest to get. I went to Country Nolan's the other day. It was like an $8 salad, and I'm just like, I can feed myself twice this week for that money, and it'd be food I actually enjoy, like Wendy's.
I mean, I could feel if I had $8, I think I could probably survive on like 2 days.
Really?
I could figure something out.
I see, but that's the thing though. Like with school, I obsess over it so much, and like, I'm like, if I'm not studying right now, like, what am I doing? I'm playing Xbox. What am I doing? I'm like, I'm not being perfect. I'm not getting the great grades, and then I'll just veer off, and I won't go to the gym, and I won't eat healthy, and I won't try to make a nutrition plan, and it affects me, and that's taking care of myself. So just right there, it hurts my mental health and physical health, big time, like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I really think this perfection thing, like, if you had a different word, you started off with great, and you said it's hard to be great, and now you just went straight to perfection.
You're right.
So if it's hard to be great, I don't know why you're striving for perfection. And no one's perfect, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to walk down the street and somebody says the right thing every single time. They've never done anything in their life and stuff like that, where you think they're a bad person. And, I mean, a bad person. When you think they're...
Perfect.
Yeah, when they're not perfect and shit like that. So, I think, you just got to get off this mental wave of that. Like, start small. Like, next week, you're off from school, basically. You're done with finals after what day?
I'm pretty much done. I have an art final. That's pretty much
Those are the hardest ones. It really is, because you put all your time and energy into your main classes, and then you're like, fuck.
You want to know what this is?
I have to memorize shit, and I can't even do that.
It's 40. So she's going to pick 20 out of 40 pictures. We got to memorize like 3 lines, about 20 of them. And she gave them all to us.
Wait, you said how many out of 60?
So 20 out of 40 slides she's gonna pick from. It's a picture of like a drawing, like a sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
We have to know like the name of it, when it was, and like a little like sentence or two about it. That's it. I have like an A in the class. It's really easy.
I had the same thing, bro. And
Really? It's the best.
I think I SU'd that.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's because I had physics, I had calc, and I had my computer science class, so I was just like, I have no time for this shit. And I don't think I even passed. I don't think I passed that class because I did so bad on the final. It was literally me and this kid who never paid attention, and we sat next to each other all the time.
Shit.
When we went, because later on in the semester, you're kind of like, all right, do I really need to go? Like, I have mad homework to do. So we sat next to each other, did the test together, and it was hard. I was like, I have no idea what any of this means. How do we get to this? What were we talking about?
Finals.
Yeah, something with fine. Oh, anyway, yeah, you're done next week.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So start small. Start with your eating habits. You have to start small within your eating habits. So don't just go every single day, I'm going to have a healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have to start off by doing, all right, I'm going to have a healthy breakfast.
What's the word for that? I forget the word. It's not gradually.
Gradually. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to work your way up to it gradually, and yeah, you just have to get that breakfast down, and then after breakfast, like
What do you eat for breakfast?
what do I do for breakfast? I do my peanut butter smoothie with hemp seeds, coconut shavings, and whatever milk you want to use. Yeah, so I do a lot of peanut butter. I do 5 tablespoons of peanut butter with
Jesus,
2 bananas.
That's a lot of protein.
So yeah, I mean it's basically like 1,000 calories this smoothie that I have, and it's a lot. It's definitely a lot, but like liquid calories are so easy.
Let me ask you this: how much does it cost you?
Great question. I actually did a YouTube video on it when I was trying to do YouTube.
Trying? Yeah. Keep at it.
Okay, so this is how I started the podcast up again, because YouTube is just a lot of editing, and camera work is hard for me because you have to get it, like, for me, for videos, it has to be perfect videos because you have
Perfect.
Yeah, you have to, like, you have all the resources in the world and it's not going to be good. Like, you're just lazy, and that was me. I was just really lazy with it. So I did a YouTube video on the 1,000-calorie smoothie that I have every single morning.
1,000 calories?
It was, I don't know, I think it was $17.50 a week. I remember that. Let me do the math real quick on my calculator.
$17.50.
A week, and that equates to $2.50 for your breakfast. Now, I think it was I put the bananas too high as a price, so it's probably around like $2. You just have to buy in bulk though. If you buy in bulk, like, you're gonna be fine. I spend $2 on my breakfast every day, and then the rest of my meals is probably like, one meal is probably like $4 or $5 each. So instead of eating out all the time, it's a very cheaper option, but it's also healthier. Like, I like to cook my food because when I get a burger from anywhere else, I'm like, I don't know how they made it. I don't know where the meat's from.
It's true.
I don't know what type of sauces they put on. Like, oh, they have their famous sauce.
The
That's
sauce.
great. What's in the sauce?
The sauce.
Yeah,
What sauce?
too much sauce sometimes.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like, honestly, I like it a lot, and I cook very bland because I'm also, once again, I'm lazy. So like, I don't want to put a lot of time into it. I don't want to put a lot of thought process. I don't like to waste. Drop the kids off. I'm gonna take that car, and he's like, "You're wasting so much energy all on this. Like, I have to exert energy in so many different places, but you're gonna just keep going back and forth." Like, she literally went in the car, started, came back out of the car, went into another car. So like,
That's still a little ridiculous on her part, though. I think.
oh my gosh, yeah, so ridiculous. But we do this. Like, for example, I'm sure if you're hungry, you go in your cabinet. You're like, oh, what do I got? You go from snack, you look at it, put it back. You go to the drawer, you look at something else. Put it back. You go to the fridge. Let's go back to the cabinet. And you go over and over, and 10 minutes pass, and you're like, I should have just made a rash decision like 10 minutes ago, because now I just wasted 10 minutes. I lost a lot of energy just from thinking about this, and you could have been using that instead of your Xbox time.
That's why I try to multitask. Say if I'm like...
You can't. You just can't multitask. It's impossible.
Really?
When people say they multitask, they're doing 2 tasks at a lower level than they would at doing one at a time.
Let me explain. So when I'm playing video games, I'll try to like figure out what to eat. I'll think as I'm playing the game. And it's not like, I mean, I don't know if it would affect how good I am at the game.
Okay,
but
so
I'll
if
just
you're
think about that.
multitasking like that, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but I know what you mean though, because multitasking is not easy to do. Like when it's like when it comes to important stuff.
Kids are like, I'm gonna listen to music, study, and do homework at the same time. I'm like, oh, hold up. First of all, listening to music and doing anything is so distracting. I can only listen to the music if I work out, if I'm in my car. That's really it. Like,
Yeah,
I can't
literally.
even cook and listen to music.
Really?
Yeah, yo, I have to be thinking like, all right, there's a certain amount of calories in this one. There's a certain amount of calories. How many dishes do we need? Okay, we need this.
How much
many
peanut
things.
butter we need?
Oh my god.
Tony, where are the bananas, Tony?
Oh yeah, so all right, let's give him a little background on Tony, because
Tony.
we've just been you've been throwing it out there more than me. But basically, me and Jason, how we met. Oh wait, okay, let me tell this story first. So the first time you worked with me, like I was like, oh, what's up? I'm Nick. We just introduced ourselves, and there was this girl who came in, and she asked for something. Maria said, oh, we don't have that. She walked out, and you go, hey, Maria, that girl goes to my school, and I was like, who the fuck is this kid?
Yo, that was when I was a baby. I was like so like scared of the world. I was like, I got my first job. I'm just turned 18 going to college. I was not a party kid at that time. I was not going out. I was like so scared of the world. And I was like, oh my gosh, she comes up to me with a fake ID. Like, what am I going to do? Like, am I going to deny her? Like, I know she's not 21. Like, I would have been so scared of ringing her up back then.
Yeah, so my thought process was, this kid is a fucking rat. And then I said, you know what? It's his, like, first day on the job. I'm not going to judge him right now. He's going to do his thing for a little bit. Like, in the future, hopefully he'll realize that, we don't really care if they have a fake ID or not.
Because we can't tell. I can't tell, really. I really can't. Also, what am I going to do? Like, they come up to me with an ID. I says they're 21. We don't have a scanner. What am I going to do?
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of my thought process, too. I was like, there's no way I know. For, like, a fact, I have no idea. I don't know anywhere about Jersey,
I don't know who you are.
Pennsylvania, Delaware, wherever you're coming from.
You could be on vacation. You could be coming to see family. I don't know who you are. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not my business to judge you,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you have an ID, like, if you don't have an ID, then sorry, dude.
Yeah, I would deny. Yeah, I can't tell. If you're not old enough, I can't give it to you. I'm sorry. If you don't have any proof of it. Dude, if you're giving me some sort of proof, who am I to say no? It's not me.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the Tony situation.
Tony.
So there's so many. We live in Staten Island, New York. I mean, I don't think anyone else anywhere in the world would be listening to this right now. That would be like, oh, I wonder where they're from. It's basically like all the people that I know listen to this. But it's like a very Italian talking neighborhood, I guess you could say. It's annoying because no one's really Italian. They're all from Staten Island, and
half the people in this room are Italian. Half the people in this room, half.
Okay, we're really not Italian. We're
not?
American, bro.
You're not Italian?
I am.
Oh,
Technically, I'm Greek and Italian, but like, what about me is Italian and Greek? Nothing. Like, I do everything. Even the Italian food that we eat is Americanized. So what do we do? How? Okay.
Yeah, because there's a lot of legit Italians that I know. Like, my girlfriend's, like, family is, like, legit Italians. They speak it. They're from, I think her great-grandma is from, like, Italy. And it's just, like, they're legit. They make legit sauce. They talk like it. They act like it.
Yeah. Okay. Go to Italy, eat there, come back, eat the Italian food here, and tell me if it's
like Jeff Bezos, I got money at the wazoo, gonna go to Italy one day, like.
Yeah, one day.
I want to go there one day, actually. It'd be pretty nice.
Okay, so when you go to Italy, we'll have a recap of this podcast.
100%.
Yes, because I'll still be doing it. My goal is to definitely get to like 100 episodes and see what happens. I feel like after 100 episodes, I could kind of see if a direction of if it's going to like do better, like if I'm having fun with it and shit.
Just gotta hit up Joe Rogan.
Oh, wait.
Advice.
I didn't finish the story about Tony.
Finish it.
I got to finish it because I listen to podcasts all the time and I'm like, oh my god, finish the story, finish it. So anyway, basically they all talk very Italian like, and we just picked the name Tony because Tony's just a funny name to go at, and we would just make fun of people. We'd be like, hey Tony, where's the fucking pizzeria?
There'd be times
Shit
where
like
Nick's stocking his shelf and behind the counter, and I'm like, Tony, where are the bags? Tony, I need some bags, Tony. Like, go back there, give me the 8x10 bags, Tony. Okay, not the 12x10. That's not what I'm asking for.
Are those really the sizes?
I know it's 8x10 and like I think 10x12, something like that.
Okay,
coming close to that.
Yeah.
But I
very accurate.
Yeah,
there we go. Jason taking notes at work. Like, very proud of you, bro.
But it's about the perfection thing, though. I like being perfect at my job. So I'll be at Wine So Fine, and I'll be like, the bags are out of order.
Oh, my God, bro.
I got to keep it set up.
I got to make a comment on this journal prompt right now because, honestly, like, the way I do this podcast sometimes is just so stupid.
It happens.
I talk about everything else beside it. But anyway, do you think you take good care of yourself? Yes. I definitely think I do. I could say that with confidence because I'm very unlike a 20-year-old. I feel like 20-year-olds fuck around a lot. I eat clean. I mean, the most that I do is eat like some cookies here and there. Nothing too crazy, you know.
Munchies.
Maybe. Or maybe I'm just hungry. Maybe I'm just craving a cookie. But yeah, I mean, mentally, I think I'm pretty strong because I meditate a lot. And there definitely are times, like, there's a lot of times in my life where previously when I was younger, I would just, like, want to just give up on whatever I'm doing. And I would just give up. And I'm like, all right, I can't get better. But then there are times now that I'm like, all right, like, I know I'm just going through a rough patch because as you get older, you see it. You see a lot of people go through times where it's just way different than you expected anything to go. And it just gets hard in life and you kind of just got to like push through it. You can do it. So like, why are you going to stop? I mean, there's so many people that you hear with like celebrities. They're like, oh, how'd you know you were going to make it? And they're like, I had no idea. I just, just kept doing me.
Anything can happen. Anything can change your moment like that. Like that on the dot. Like something can happen to you. Like you can just make a like actors, like they'll have a breakout movie and all of a sudden they'll be on the front of Time magazine and all of a sudden they're having like 10 offers between like a huge role in a movie and then all of a sudden it'll just branch off from there. Like, but back to you said something about like being in like I forgot what you said, but it was something about like it really struck me because I kind of obsess in the moment. I don't think about the future that often. I try to think about the future, but it's tough. Like I'll think right now I have a girlfriend. I am off from school, so I'll think, oh, I get to relax now. But sometimes I'll relax too much in the moment, and I'll think, oh, these 3 weeks went by my break so fast, and all of a sudden, if I get accepted to a nursing program, day one, I'm not as ready as I want to be. Like my goal right now is until my final this Thursday, relax. Mm-hmm. Just relax, study for that final, get this physics thing done, and just calm down. And then once that final's done, I want to talk to my aunt who's a nurse. I want to talk to my girlfriend's best friend who's a nurse. Shout out Bianca Costanza, she's the best because she's really smart. And like that's something you need networking too to like, better yourself. But with like bettering myself, it's just I have such a tough time doing it because I'll put myself down and I'll feel like, like if I fail a test, I'll think this is the best I'm gonna be. I like you said, maximizing your potential. Everyone's got their potential, and I just want to find mine fast. I think I put pressure on myself doing that. I think I found it with nursing, but maybe I'm just telling myself that. And
what's the rush? What's the rush to find?
That's another thing that I was gonna get to because I feel like I want to get into life so fast. I want to have a job as soon as possible.
And where does that come from? That comes from everybody telling you all the time, like,
but it's me
you got to go into this. Like, what are you doing? What do you want to do with your life? What's the one job?
But it's me. It's me telling me that though. It's my decision to be like that. It is. I want to have a full-time job by the time I'm like 23, 24.
But like, working. Who put that in your head? I bet if you lived with different people, you wouldn't have that in your head. I'm saying the people that you grew up with.
My parents were separated growing up. My dad was the serious one, and he made me quit baseball. He didn't make me quit baseball, but because of him, I quit because I always felt the pressure on me. And my mom's more like nonchalant. She'll say, "Oh, you studied a lot, take a break." My dad would say, "You studied, take a quick break, try to get back into it." That was his model growing up. Now he sees like it's more serious. He'll tell me to take a long break. Like he got better with that now. Mm-hmm. But he used to be a little hard on me. So I would feel like I want to like impress. I want to impress everybody. Mm-hmm. Perfection. I want to go out and show everyone, yo, I'm here. I'm the best. Go to softball, be in the batter's box, say, yo, I'm gonna hit a home run off you right now. Go to a nursing test and say, yo, I'm about to ace this thing. I know everything more than you do. And perfection. I want to be the best. I really do.
It's your ego.
It is my ego. I do have a high ego.
Your ego is talking to you. And I'm reading this book. I mentioned it on the last podcast, and it's talking so much about ego, and it's amazing how different we are. Like you're not your ego. Your ego is different. So
I never had a good idea of like ego.
Everyone thinks like the thoughts in your head that just come. That's not you thinking. That's your ego.
There's a lot of those.
A lot of those. And the way you can compare that is the thoughts that come into your head are like the like all the red blood cells moving to that one spot, all the
Mhm.
white blood cells moving to that one spot, all your organs working. That's like that's your body just running, and that's just you. Like we're conscious, so we have all these different thoughts. And I think with your parents, so you are trying to be more disciplined in life.
Yes, 100%. I'm disciplining myself hard. School.
Yes. So, but what you're doing is you're just chilling, you're doing whatever you want, you're having fun. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's basically like your dad is the disciplined one and your mom's the one who wants to just have fun. So you're trying so hard to impress your dad for whatever reason. Like you probably have your personal reasons on why you do that, but you still have that like, I did a lot today. So I'm going to take off these next like 3 weeks.
But also, I feel like I do need a little break. But I just feel like sometimes it's not processing in my head. I'll read an entire chapter in a textbook, and my teacher showed me a new way to study. This is the best way to study for all of you guys listening. The way you study, you read your textbook paragraph by paragraph. You read that first paragraph, you say it in your head, you read it again, and you close whatever you're reading, and you write it all. Write as much as you can memorize. And you open it back up. How similar is it? Like,
wow.
How similar is that?
Amazing.
And then you go paragraph by paragraph. You do like 5-line paragraphs. You do like 6 of those in a row.
Yeah.
You go back to square one. And
I am so amazed right now. Why did no one ever teach us how to study?
My professor, my bio professor, she is a genius. She's a doctor. She's a great professor. She's very helpful. She told me I did bad on the first test. I got like a 60 on it. She said, you gotta study better. So she showed me after the class, like this other girl was there who was really cool, and she had her own textbook, and my professor pulled it up, and she pulls up a random page, and she looks at it, and she reads it out to me, and she says, read that. I read it. I looked at her, and she goes, okay, tell me what you just read. And I didn't remember it. And she goes, okay, now take a minute and read this and just write it down on a piece of paper. I did exactly that. And then I kind of got it. I don't. It was something about the urinary system.
So how long does it take you to study?
It takes me a long time. That's the problem with nursing. It eats up your time because it's a big.
How do you have
textbook.
time to play Xbox?
I don't. But I try to make it to relax, to give myself those mental breaks. I really need those mental breaks.
So
it's
you think
hard.
they're too long?
What?
You think they're too long?
Like
the actual break?
Yeah, like the actual break. It just takes like. I'll be thinking like, yo, I just spent an hour playing this video game. I could have spent some of that studying, I could have just spent half hour studying, half hour I could have went outside, and maybe would have felt a little better. Because I feel like when I go outside, I feel way less stressed. That's what I want to start doing more this break. I want to start take my dogs for more walks.
But you can't go outside all the time because you got to study.
Exactly. But also, I am a bad planner. I'm bad time management skills.
I'm the best at planning.
You gotta teach me
time
that.
management.
You gotta teach me that, man.
It's just natural.
I bought a journal. Not a journal. What do you call those things? Like you plan out your schedule for the
planner.
year. A planner, yeah. Daily planner. I bought one of those at Walgreens once of one, and I was like, yo, like I should start filling this stuff out. Like I should write like my class times every day. Write what time I want to go to the gym, what time I want to eat, what time I gotta get up. Because I need to just schedule myself better. That's the thing. I know I'm talented in a lot. I'm talented at softball. I'm talented with nursing. I'm a good studier when I want to be. I just need to actually assert myself and like make sure it's done right.
Yeah.
If it's not done right for me, I'm gonna be all over the place. Like I was studying this last week for this test. I kid you not. I was probably better off not studying for this test because I feel like I didn't do that great, but I know I'm gonna pass the class. I have like an A in it, and she's gonna curve it too. But I'm just like, yo, like I was so unorganized, I was so panicky, and I choked. I choked in the final. I'm definitely gonna pass the class and probably get into the program.
That's
but
my
I just
problem
think
too.
I did bad.
I choke.
I think it's a wake up call for me. It really is this studying because I need to go chapter by chapter, paragraph by paragraph of everything I read because it's a great way to study. But then again, that's where it cuts into my time because I know kids that study for 7 hours a day for a social program and they fail out.
It's not healthy. That's why I don't like school because I felt like I was just doing too much of one thing that I didn't really care that much about. If I loved what I was doing 100%, I would do 7 hours a day plus another few hours if I was really into it.
That goes back to the narrative of, do you really love your major? Like you used to ask me.
Yeah.
I'm going to find out if I love nursing. Because if I like studying 7 hours a day how to take care of someone, I'm going to like it. I know this guy. He's my hair cutter. My barber. I'm so stupid. Great barber. He's very talented. As talented as he is, the hard work he puts into his business, ridiculous. He works 10 hours a day. He was an absolute dog growing up. You know, he would cut his friend's hair, he'd practice on everybody. There's pictures of him as a little kid cutting his like dad's hair like as like a joke. But it wasn't a joke to him because that's really what he wanted to do. He'll spend all day trying to get new customers on his Instagram. He's worked so hard. Shout out Brothers Barbershop. Great barbershop. My barber works harder than anybody I know. He works harder than kids trying to get into the nursing program. But it's different though. You know, like
you?
they're trying to be nurses. He's trying to do his own thing. Mm-hmm. But the amount of effort he puts in squashes a lot of people that I know. It's insane how much like hard, because that's what you got to do. Like if you love what you're doing, like there's people that love baseball. That's why there's kids that quit baseball when they're kids. There's people that are Albert Pujols probably plays baseball 8 hours a day. He's one of the greatest players of all time. Works so hard to master his craft. That's another thing. Mastering a craft is like my barber mastered his craft. Baseball players master their craft. What craft you're trying to master? Like nutrition and working out and like training and stuff like that, which is gonna like help you find a job one day and like you're gonna become a great trainer. Like that's your goal, pretty much. Like I don't know what your goals are, but that's like just by looking at you, that could be a goal for you. You know.
You want to hear what my goal is?
Well,
my goal is actually not to be a personal trainer.
But I'm just saying, like from what you putting out on your Instagram, Nikki Resistance.
Yeah.
That's
a follow. That's more for like a following. I hate Instagram. I
love it.
If I could get rid of Instagram, my life would be a lot better because Instagram's just annoying. I have to go on all the time. I have to like pictures. I have to post. Like I don't care what people are doing, and I don't want people knowing what I'm doing. Like I don't care if you know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I'm just focusing on myself.
That's true.
So Instagram's annoying, but my goal really isn't to become a great personal trainer for the future. That's not really where it's great money, but I don't want to be working 8 hours a day training people because it does take a toll on you. You're just after a while it's boring. Like you just need to get through the next client. Like you can do it, but it's just annoying. Like I want to love every second of what I do. So my goal is to have a very well-rounded life with a lot of things that I like to do. Honestly, I want to own a business. That's one thing that I want to do. I want to own something. I want to be a boss. I think I make pretty good decisions, and I'm very good with money. So I know that I know I'll work as hard as I can. I get a lot of satisfaction for when I put in hard work for something that I know I was supposed to do. Like if I owned a business, I would go into the back, clean everything as best as I can, keep everything in check, always be on top of things. Obviously, you slip up here and there, but
it happens. No, not being perfect.
Yeah, but I love that type of grind, and I wanna own my own business. I want to do something with writing as well. I definitely want to do something where I do enjoy writing. I would love to do like a weekly thing or a monthly thing. You know, I would write for fun. I like to read. I don't know what I would do with reading. Maybe I could write a book, but like books are so long. I could barely read books. Like writing a whole book, that is so much work and so long. Like I can't do that.
Let me ask you what you think about this. So nursing, right?
Yeah.
Like I know it takes a lot of studying in general. But I have to study a little extra because it doesn't click with me right away. I haven't written an essay since my entire life where I haven't gotten an A. I'm a perfect essay writer. I'm a great writer. I love writing. I can write a book on my phone right now. That's another thing I want. Like my backup career would probably be English. I think it'd be easier for me. But
do you like writing?
I like writing.
Do you love writing?
I love writing, but I also love trying to be a nurse.
Okay. It's not about... Okay, I guess you could say I love trying to be a nurse. You love the grind. Okay. You love the grind with something. But what is your end goal with nursing? Like, do you want to become the greatest nurse? No, do you want to become the greatest writer? You want to become your greatest writer, like you.
That's a good one. That's a good
You're not going to become the greatest writer, but do you want to become your greatest writer or your greatest nurse?
I want to be my greatest nurse, honestly. But I do like writing, too. Writing's very interesting to me.
Okay, so what you should do is just do it on the side. You work
Should I write about nursing?
You can. You
Yeah.
definitely can.
100%.
I mean, you work,
Experiences.
what, like 3-4 days a week as a nurse?
Yeah, but I would want to work more, to be honest. I think right away, I would try to work 6 days a week.
No.
Get the experience.
No.
Get the experience in
Mm.
ASAP. 100%.
No,
yes.
no, you're not going to have the stamina. You're not going to have the
You're right.
stamina. You're not going to have the knowledge to be confident in every single thing
You're right.
that you're saying. You want to take it nice and easy. And you also want to write. And you're going to be making enough money. Like, 100%. You work 3-4 days a week as a nurse, you're going to make enough money to live on your own for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely take your time. Once again, don't rush into it. There's no point in rushing into it. If you rush into something, then
That's why I did last semester.
in, I don't know, like 3 months, you're going to just be like bored because you know everything.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
one kid last semester. The way his TSS nursing program works, you got to take the entrance exam and you got to apply what you said. I'm not even fully applied yet because my physical hasn't come back yet. I needed a blood test. It takes so long to come back. But this is one kid who I had a class with last semester. He was like, every single day, he's like, yo, did you take your NLN yet? I was like, I might sign up for it. I don't know. I was very 50-50 on it. But this semester, I was all in. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm taking this NLN. My physical, it took me a little bit, but like, I got the papers to them. They didn't get back to me for 3 days. Didn't answer the phone. Ends up, I need a blood test and a urine test. I got it on Friday, or Thursday rather. And it's the forms are due this coming Thursday. They said I'll have the urine test and blood test samples back by Wednesday. So I hope I'll definitely be able to get it in. If not, I'm gonna fucking fight it. I'm gonna be so mad because they were ignoring me. But
That
anyway,
would be
like,
fucked.
I was like that last semester though. I was so not determined. I didn't care. I was like, I'll take the NLN next week. I don't care. Like, I don't really know if I want to do this yet. But this semester though, I was like all in. That's why I think I'm ready for it. Like last semester, I was not in the mood. I was not mentally there for nursing. But now, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna give it my all. If I don't like it, I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, if
I
do
think
what
it's
do.
I think age is a factor too, because definitely with myself I could see how as I mature, as I get older, it's just natural. It takes time.
Mhm.
I become a lot less aggravated with things, become a lot more patient, and I'm like, okay, like this isn't working. Like let's go back to square one. And I think also we grew up in the generation of if it doesn't work right away, we're going to get mad because everything that we did when we were younger up to this point, you could get in 2 seconds. Like you search something on Google, 2 seconds later, you find it. So
Maybe a big example in my life that I've learned I do need to wait.
it's true, yeah.
New York Knickerbocker basketball.
Wow.
Here's what I was thinking. Like you just said. You
Oh
gotta
my
wait.
God, yo, I compare myself to them all the time. I'm like, yo,
I'm so bad at everything I do. No way.
there's only one way I could go up. I mean, there's only one way I could go. It's up.
But you just
Can't-
said though taking time, and
Yeah.
I always like thought of myself as like, I want to rush things. But then again though, I look at businesses. And one of the big businesses of the world, sports teams. That's had a huge role in my life. I look at my teams, the Yankees, Jets, Knicks. Shout out. And the Yankees.
Shout out, yeah.
It's different for all people. It's different for every single person in the world. There's people in the world that'll change on a dime like that, and they'll be making big bucks right away. New York Yankees. You have teams like the Knicks who just can never seem to get it right.
Okay. You don't have to stop there. You have the Knicks. You have the Mets. You have the Jets.
I'm using but
you have
like,
the Giants.
but
They're
I'm
all horrible teams.
But think
Don't
about
stop
it.
there.
Try to compare them to people though that you know.
Oh no,
There's
I do
people
that
are
all the time.
There's people that just can never get it right. Like
Even
the
just
Knicks.
certain players in whatever team, like,
Yeah.
like you see they have growth. Even they're 6 years in, and then by that 7th year, they're like, oh, everything is clicking. Like now, I'm not thinking about doing everything. It's just coming natural, and that's when you're in your prime. Like you can just do whatever you want, and it's nice. It's really cool to see, and living through another person's struggle while you're struggling. That's why a lot of people like rap. A lot of
Oh my
people
God.
that like people coming up through whatever and them talking about it in their song, like I never knew what was gonna happen and shit like that. You know, they talk about how all the struggle, like all the odds were against me and stuff like that. And it boosts your confidence, but only for a short bit. That's what I don't like about that shit. It boosts your confidence / your ego. And you know, I was watching this SNL skit with Pete Davidson and Jennifer Lopez.
Oh God, that sounds
Okay,
amazing.
I know this is so random, but this kid had like no emotions in the skit. He
That's
had
his
no
personality.
emotions. J-Lo was like, "Oh my God, like I want to cheat on you. I'll cheat on Alex Rodriguez with you and shit like that." And he had no emotion. He's like, "Okay, cool." And that's what we need. We need that very like robotic type of way of thinking about life. Like, "Oh, we fucked up here. Well, we'll just get him next time." Because like think of a dog too. Like when dogs fuck up, they don't care. They're just like, "Oh, I shit on the fucking basement floor." All right.
I would like to change your point a little bit. Cats. That's cats. Dogs will know. Cats won't. Cats don't give a fuck. Cats will do anything they want. We got a curse on here?
Yo, we've been cursing this whole time.
I
Yo,
really-
it's
I
my
didn't realize.
podcast, bro. We could do whatever we want. That's why I love this shit.
Cat-
It's so fun.
Cats do not give a flying fuck what they do. You know what my cat did the other day? Listen to this. So I have a Shih Tzu, a pretty decent sized pit bull / lab, and a cat. And I've had them for a while. The cat came first in 2014. The Shih Tzu followed a little bit after, and then my big dog, he came like 2-3 years ago about.
Okay.
So my dogs are well trained. They know when they mess up. They know not to pee in the house. They know, and then when they do, you can even tell. Like he'll like say like, you know, I woke up late and he peed by the door. That's my fault and his fault. He peed, but then again, it should have been me to get him up. You know, my cat doesn't care. My cat, he'll do anything. So my brother won these like fish from a carnival, and we always had them in like the living room. There was 2 of them. They were healthy for a long time, and then one day the cat walked up to it and accidentally knocked it over because he was going after them.
Mm-hmm.
One of them died. The other one lived.
Ooh.
Now the cat won't leave them alone. So this whole week I had to deal with the cat being in the corner trying to get to the fish. Every single time I went up to the cat, I would smack him with my textbook. Not a textbook, I get a little notebook. I would push him away. I would pick him up, bring him in the corner. He would still walk over there. I would spray him with a bottle of water. He didn't care. That's the thing about animals too. Like cats do not care at all. You could punch a cat. He's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna keep on doing it. Yeah,
He's like, all right,
yeah.
I deserved it.
I deserved it. I'm gonna do it again though. I don't care. But really,
He's like, yo, I got 9 lives, bitch.
yeah.
You got 1.
That was just like one point you made though, because like dogs they will listen, but cats don't give a fuck. My cat, I might have a fist fight with my cat one day, and he probably forget about it. He doesn't care.
Well, you fist, him paw.
Nah, I love my cat. He's cool.
All right, quick question. What about sleep? Oh, big sigh. That
Big
means definitely under here, you're required 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night.
So my schedule this semester, I would get up at 8 a.m. on Mondays. Tuesdays is my day off. Wednesday was the day I like to study on, so I'd get up kind of early, but I didn't have class till like 2. Thursday I was off. Friday morning was 8 a.m. And then Saturday mornings I would work every day, every Saturday. Get to that later. And then Sunday mornings I'd have softball. So, but there was days, my days off were supposed to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but there were days where I would have to get up and watch my sister get on the bus or go to work or do something stupid I didn't want to do. It would ruin my sleep. It would ruin my sleep, 100%. I did not get great sleep this semester, which is why for my nursing program, I have my schedule set up if I get in. I would have class 9 a.m. 4 days a week. So that's a consistent schedule.
Yeah, it's good though because I wake up at like the same time every
You
day.
need a consistent schedule. That's the key to life. One of the things I think it's like a top 5 thing you need in life. Consistent sleeping schedule.
Top 5 thing. We should have created lists. That would have been mad fun. Top 5 things.
Top 5 things you need to do. What's the question again? Problems?
Here, I'll read it to you. Do you think you take good care of yourself? Problems. That's mad funny.
Top 5 things you need to do to take care of yourself. Sleep schedule is definitely top 5.
100%. It's sleeping. It's
Your
gotta be.
body's
It's
taking a
gotta be
break.
what you put in your body as well.
Yeah.
It's gotta be what you do with your body. Like, do you just lay down a lot? Do you sit?
After we talk about my idea later, what I just randomly brought up before, we'll discuss the top 5 thing. Don't worry about it. We'll get you, for all you loyal listeners, for Journal Prompts featuring Wine So Fine star Jason Marrow, we will make a top 5 list of things you need to do to whoever the question was.
Yeah. At this point, we are 50 minutes in.
50? That's pretty long, actually. Damn.
Yeah. What'd you think we were in? Like, well, probably shorter, right?
I would have said 35. Probably. Time goes fast. Life goes fast. You gotta be careful. It goes fast. It really does.
Yeah. I mean, I'm staring at this time the whole entire time.
You know, yeah.
Because, like, I have to make sure the mics are working and shit. Like, I can't.
We gotta tell Tony. Tony
we
in
need
the back need to fix this. Tony, get out of here. Come on.
We need a technical Tony.
A Tony timeout. Technical Tony timeout. Come back here.
No. We need a technical Tony for this shit. I'm on what, my 7th episode at this point. I'm tired of doing all this stuff.
Matt Tolan's pretty smart. Get him over here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Has he been on?
Tolan, no.
Anyone from really no one from Wine So Fine or anything?
David's been on. I've been trying to get Matt on for mad long. He's just he's always busy.
Matt would be a good one.
No, yeah, Matt. We have a good question. We already have our question picked out. It's gonna be. Oh no, I'm not spoiling. I mean, at this point, how many people are listening? Like,
we need a Wine So Fine roundtable though. That's what we need.
Yeah, I would be. Nah, I can't do more than 2 guests. I can't do that because when you have 3 people in a conversation, it's hard to bounce off.
Yeah, it is.
And, everyone wants their time to talk and shit. And I've never done that. So the first time for 3 people is going to be a little tough. 4 people. Imagine 4 people. You have, usually when you have, 4, 6, whatever, multiples of 2s, those are basically the times where everyone pairs off into a conversation when you're in a big group setting. So on a podcast, that would be horrible. And, I've seen it live and shit like that with other podcasts. So you don't want to do that right away. But who knows? Maybe at some point we can have like a big round circle of Wine So Fine, ex-employees of Wine So Fine. Because at that point, you're gonna have like an internship at some point in your life. Hopefully. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you'll be a sanitation guy in a few years.
Bro, that's a dream, bro. Tony, really chilling, bro. That's ham, egg, and cheese every morning.
That's a big Tony job right there. Okay, here's my thing about becoming a sanitation worker.
Can I give my case first?
Go.
All right. I have 2 uncles. They graduated college. They were doing their thing, working their jobs, helping their I kind of helped what degree they got. Then they became sanitation workers. They pick up garbage for 3 hours, and then they're done. They go out to the station and they wait for the shift to end, and they're chilling. They're making good money. It'll increase over the years. They get good overtime, good benefits, good everything. Now I know what you're saying. It's not fulfilling. That's that's definitely one of the things you're gonna say.
Top 5.
All right. So we think about like this though. After your 3 hours, you could go do something else. Say you go back to the station and relax. That's when you can kind of you can write. You can go on the internet and broadcast yourself. You can do YouTube. You can do other stuff. You don't need to limit yourself to sanitation. Because you're only working 4 hours per day. That gives you 20 hours. You gotta sleep. You gotta eat. You gotta be healthy. You go to the gym. But there's definitely things you can, it's not, we're talking about multitasking before. You can definitely have a job. I saw this post the other day. It was you have your 9 to 5, but what really determines you is what you do from 6 to 10. Because you're awake at that time. That's your chance to do what you want.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so here's my argument against it. You're picking up garbage. That sucks. That's a horrible job. You want to be picking up garbage for, 30 years of your life?
When I buy a Rolex the first month in, be chilling.
Yeah, that's going to be funny when you have a payment plan, not just for your car, but for your watch.
You make good money though, and
I don't give a fuck about the money. I don't care.
I care about money. Money is one of my top 5 things. Money's probably one of the top concerns in life. That's one of the things I'm scared of. I want to have a good job, so money's a top thing for me.
Money's not even in my top 5.
Really?
No.
Happiness is definitely number 1, but I have not been putting that number 1, so I need to start doing that. That's my goal over the break.
Happiness is 1. I guess I would have exercise in there. I would have eating correctly. Like,
exercise flew out of my top 5. I tried. I really did.
Exercise is so important. We're creatures that move every single day of our lives. So now you're gonna go millions of years of moving all the time, all day, and then out of nowhere we're just sitting in a chair for hours.
Well, sanitation.
Sanitation, you
squat down.
you move.
Pick up, throw out. Walk.
Okay, that's not bad. Honestly, that's not horrible.
Do exercise, yeah.
Good exercise. But no, money is not in my top 5 because once you have your top 5, you're going to find happiness. You're going to find true value in life. Honestly, like I want to get more into knowing my body and my persona, my whole entire figure and stuff like that. Like what do I think of? How do I think? I'm very into like the human body itself because I think if you could understand yourself, that's when you could really maximize your potential. So I mean, money's gonna come. Like, hey, you've seen so many people in life where you're like, they have a house and a car and a family. They can do it. I can do it. There are so many people like that, and I think I'm not gonna say I'm better than most people like at like making money and shit like that, but I think I just have like a knack for it. Like I know I'm gonna be fine in that sense. My thing is more of enjoying life. I've definitely been that person growing up that I didn't enjoy life. I was really focusing on whatever I needed to do with schoolwork and making sure that I was always going to practice on time, never missing a game. That's why I'm so disciplined in life because I never missed anything. And some of that enjoyment is missing stuff and like doing other cool things. Like I had FOMO in school. I was scared to miss a day because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to miss so much material in these subjects. And yeah, it just sucks. It's mad annoying. So my thing is more of enjoy it. You're going to make money. You're going to figure out a way, especially if you go to college. Like you're a smart kid. You know what you're doing. You know how to get a job. You'll be fine. It's more of, do I love what I'm doing? Because if I love what I'm doing, I'm going to make even more money. There's a salary cap on everything when you look at it. It's like, oh, a nurse is going to make this much money after this much years. Like, oh no, you could actually do a lot better. If you're a nurse who loves being a nurse, you're going to make that money in 5 years, in 10 years, whatever it is. You're going to make it in half the time because you're putting in all that work. So when you have people like, oh, I'm going to do this job because it's got good benefits and you can make mad money. Like, you're
fireball.
You're
fire department.
Yeah, you're the problem with society. You're the person who is holding every human being back from being what they should be.
Subliminal. This.
Yeah. It pisses me off because
sublimating half of Staten Island right now.
It's probably like 90% of Staten Island, and it's annoying.
I went to a therapist because I was like, I just wanted to talk to them. I wanted to see what they're like. I had some free time. I was studying, but I was like,
wasn't studying.
Wasn't studying. I was just chilling.
That's great.
And then I was like, you know what though? Really though, I want to like talk to someone. I want to like see what they think about like what I think. I want to like check up on myself. Mm-hmm. So she goes, you can't be like the rest of Staten Island. She goes, you say like the people in this city especially. There's other places in the world they do it obviously, but people in this city they look at teacher, city job, nurse, lawyer, doctor, and that's it. That's what Staten Island thinks. That's all you got. Meanwhile, you go to Greenreach Plaza right now, you got business owners, you got cashiers, you got trainers, you got insurance guys doing their thing. Shout out Dylan. You got all these people doing these crazy things. And there's so many jobs out there. There really is. Like, you can go on Indeed.com right now and find a good job for you. You know? Yeah. Like, people think, like, oh, you're a nurse. Oh, so this guy got shot. You can save him. Well, I don't do that. I do child care. I deliver babies. There's so many different jobs you can do. It's ridiculous. There's brain surgeons. There's med tech, stuff like that. Like,
you have branches within those jobs. And one more rant that I have that really pisses me off. When you're a little kid, they say, "What do you want to be?" You go, "I want to be a baseball player." They're like, "Be realistic. Are you really gonna become a baseball player?" It's very unrealistic to do that, Johnny. Think of something a little bit more practical. And you're like, what? I don't even know what these words mean. But that's what they give it. They're like, oh, I want to become president. 1 out of a billion people become president. Like, the odds are against you. And it pisses me off because that's all they do. They're like, oh, you know,
limiting your potential.
Limiting.
That
That's
boy grew up to
everything.
be Johnny Damon. He's Johnny Damon now.
Wait, what? Johnny.
It's like Johnny Damon.
Oh yeah, Johnny could have been Johnny Damon, who
Yeah.
played baseball for at least double digits, right? He
Yeah.
played for the Yankees for so long, and then in the Red Sox too. Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
going on rants real quick.
Yeah. One
Uh,
one last rant, and then we got to wrap this up. We're an hour in.
I was gonna do a sports rant. Fucking Yankees, bro. I love the Yankees. Garrett Cole's a great signing. Yankees got to trade J Happ. I don't know what's going with Domingo Herman. I don't know if he's playing this season. If we're unsure about if he's playing or not, I would not be against trading him for someone good. I would not be against trading him and J Happ to get rid of that cash and signing someone else. Madison Montgomery, because he's great in the playoffs. And then we'd have Madison Montgomery, Garrett Cole, Severino, Tanaka, and Paxton. Beat that lineup.
All right. Maybe somebody will. Who knows? Let's end this off with the fun fact that we all love about bees, because they can detect bombs.
I did not know
And
that.
if they were busy around that Boston Marathon, maybe things would have been a little different. Was that a little too much?
Yeah.
Yo, who knows? I mean, it's fucked
Are
up.
we still live?
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping that in there.
Are you really?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, what dark humor? Like, you never said something fucked up in your life?
Oh, I still laugh.
I'm perfect. I'm Jason. I yell Tony every 5 minutes.
That's another podcast we gotta go through about my fucked up humor.
All right, this podcast was mad fun. Thank you for coming on, Jason.
No football picks?
No.
Nah.
You did your baseball rant. You had enough.
Jets are gonna win this week.
Maybe make another bet with Ant.
Oh god, my tips.
All right, thanks for coming on. We'll have you on again soon. By we, I mean I.
Thank you for having me. It was great.